Almost everyone is wrong about this next big increase that is happening behind the scenes. I haven't seen anyone really address this yet, but I've spent the entire week looking through X for anything even somewhat connected to the subjects we've been talking about for the past few weeks. With a few exceptions, I will include that piece in this video because, once again, it virtually encapsulates our thoughts regarding the employment data, the Fed's next steps in less than 7 days, and, lastly, the future of cryptocurrencies. A lot of people think that we are done, that the market has peaked, or that this cycle will only continue for another month or two. Almost everyone is wrong about what is going to happen, and it will happen very soon, in my opinion. If we take into account the market every day, we are pushing up now. Don't you believe there are a lot of wonderful projects going on right now, even in their early stages? Avalanche has increased by 12.9%. There has been a 12.5% gain in MNT. We have 4.2% XLM. Despite the small amount, it's still a nice gain. Gains of up to 4.1% have been observed today across all categories. Once more, the entire day was wonderful. The last week has also been very significant. There have been an incredible number of amazing initiatives in the last week. It's been more than 1,000% in the last week, guys. I have no idea what combination it is or why it is pumping up, but it is. It's kind of crazy to see this. Furthermore, we can see that there are now some quite notable monthly advances. There is still a lot of red, even though trade tokens make up the majority of these, suggesting that a great deal more price action is still to come. To reiterate, though, if we take a daily look at Bitcoin, Ethereum, or even just XRP, all three of them are now green. On the weekly chart, Ethereum is still a touch down, but XRP is on track to hit $3 or above again. As I mentioned earlier, I think XRP is a little bit more special because, once again, a lot of people are still terribly confused about what could happen with XRP this cycle. Oh, it will probably peak around $5 or perhaps $7. Everyone was thinking the same thing. I still think that XRP has a wild card that may easily send it 5 times higher than where it is now. I take it that you mean a $15 XRP? I think we can go very wild with XRP because this is the first time it has been fully published since 2017. The government and Wall Street are now both interested in cryptocurrencies, making it one of the largest cycles for institutional-grade adoption. Cryptocurrency is currently going through a really special time. This now includes stocks. Today's stock market was incredibly bullish. As you can see, we completed the day at roughly $65.32 after peaking at $65.56. We're getting closer to our main objective of $69.60, which I said we'll probably get by the end of this year. It's set in stone. Since we've been monitoring this number for some time, I'm actually going to move things along a bit. And I said that by the end of this year, the S&P should be far above $7,000, or at least that high. I'm still closely monitoring this. It hasn't arrived yet. And again, at a time when the US dollar index is rising, stocks are encouraging us to be quite positive about risky assets. This item has been really pessimistic. Let's go back to the dollar. It's been a rather dull few weeks. And this is exactly what we want to see. Right now, I do believe that the dollar is beginning to appreciate once more. I believe that the dollar has been substantially oversold for some time. Many could ask, Nick, don't you think that the dollar is just going to keep depreciating and eventually die out? I know it sounds crazy, but I don't believe it. That's right. We go all the way back to 2021. It bottomed out at the same time the previous season started. Indeed, we surged into March. We then sold off once more in May. This was the last big event of the season. Most old coins did peak at this time. We did, however, continue to pump the market until this point. The most crucial thing to think about right now is what will occur. It's possible, that the dollar bottomed out in June. I do think the entire season will start somewhere in this range. The dollar will probably just start to surge a little before going through a slight sell-off before we continue to increase. Where the market peaks when the dollar starts to increase rapidly is the crucial question to think about right now. Which dollar level are we considering? I would guess it would be about 104 in the end. But as soon as we start to break here, we'll most likely go all out for cryptocurrency. How long is that going to take now? Well, we don't know. Nothing that would give us a timescale is in front of us. I would argue that we should probably reach our high in January or February of 2026 if the 2017 to 2018 trend holds true. My best opinion is that we still have a while before old coins begin to gain value. The Bitcoin market seems to be ready for a significant breakout right now. It is necessary to clear this $3.93 trillion threshold. We'll aim for those highs from the end of August, which is roughly $4.01 trillion, and the middle of August, which is roughly $4.2 trillion after we get past that. A new all-time high will be reached, and we should start to rebound to $5 trillion or more. This is my main objective for this cycle, which is between $5 trillion and $7 trillion. Even though we have never achieved $5 trillion, we can aim far higher. Well, we can't possibly reach $10 trillion for cryptocurrency, can we? I've heard a lot of people say that, but there's a chance we might. We have a good probability of quickly doubling the value from the current level, which is around $8 trillion. Considering the amount of money that is presently shifting between Wall Street and institutions regarding cryptocurrencies, that is thus, again, quite possible. But let's look at what transpired in July. The Kabasi letter claims that the global money supply increased by 9.3% annually to a record $140 trillion in July. 169 countries and territories, or 99% of the global GDP, are included in this measure. Since the start of the year, the money supply has grown by 10 trillion US dollars. That being stated, I hope this video was enjoyable to everyone. Please subscribe to receive notifications if you like it.